Welcome to part 4 of this Imposter Syndrome series. So today I want to talk about your future self and having a vision, having a goal, having a sense of direction where you're going is really, really crucial, and it can be really anchoring and supportive on those days where you're having a wobble or you're full of self-doubt and you're thinking, how am I going to do this actually? Who am I? And you get stuck in your head. What having a future vision helps you to do is to move into, roll your body down, into momentum, into a flow, into a sense of, okay, what do I need to do? It moves you into action. So to complete our series, and if you haven't seen part 1 to 3, I highly recommend you go over and have a look. There are 5 things that you can do today to banish or at least park that imposter syndrome when you are setting big goals, big visions for yourself. Number 1, you have to say it and you have to go first. And recently I shared that sometimes the only person, when they say you just need one person to say yes, sometimes that person is you. Often it's you, where sometimes you're the only one it makes sense to before you've asked anybody else. And so you have to go first. And one of the things that has really helped me when progress has been slow or I've been in self-doubt is ultimately, if I keep showing up, if I keep doing what I say that I'm going to do, if I keep doing the thing and chipping away at something, eventually I'm going to get there. And so the only thing that I have to do is to show up. And I was talking about this with a client the other day in terms of building something. And she was talking in terms of an online home and what she wanted to build. And I said, it's about visualizing that thing every day of you actively putting in a new brick, actively adding something else into the mix. And the temptation sometimes when you're feeling like that is like, oh, I'll just kind of let things glaze over, or I'll just get into a conversation with somebody on Facebook who I went to school with. And actually that's not building your online house. So I want you to come up with those action things that allow you to go first, to do the thing, and to keep moving forward. Number 2, it is likely that you are going to need more time, more money, more energy, more resilience, all of it, more than you think, a greater capacity. And I want to bring this in because there are so many people on the internet who are telling you how to do something so quickly. I did this in a weekend. I did one launch, and it's so instant and it's so quick, and they're just showing you the end result. And I know from so many clients over the years, they've been really disheartened by this, really upset, or they feel like they've done it wrong, or, well, why didn't I get that thing? Why didn't that happen? And so to then put yourself back in the driver's seat to go, okay, here we go again. I'll give this another go. Give yourself more capacity. Because actually, if I say, I am going to give myself the next 30 days to work on this and grow this and show up for it every day, that's a very different energy to saying, right, I'm just going to see if I can do this afternoon and see what happens. There's a relaxation, there's an expansion into 30 days. So see what comes up for you there. And if there's anything in it for you. Number 3, I want you to rotate the viewing. And what do you notice? So somewhere like the Tate Modern in London, if you've been, it can be any art gallery that you might know, or any space actually. There are so many paintings, and you can literally just keep walking along and looking at them. Or you can go and stand on the balcony, or you can sit back and look at something from a distance. You don't have to be up close. That's not the only way to look at it. And I think this is the case with our future self, where we're going next. Sometimes we might write down a vision and we put it down and we write it on paper and it makes sense. A plus B equals C. Great. I've got the vision, I've got the timeline, I've got everything that I need. Off we go. And often it doesn't happen that way. Often there's a chance meeting, or it comes in a different way, or sometimes you have a little test. Like, there's all kinds of different twists and turns along the way. And so if you're getting stuck in your head especially, I want you to rotate the viewing. I want you to look at it from a different perspective. And I've certainly found that in the early times of my acting career, of maybe I'm not good enough, maybe I can't do this, maybe. And rotating the vision, looking at it from a different perspective, has always been really useful. Because, say for example, the director wants to hire her best friend from school for that part because she kind of wrote it, but production wanted to see a few other actors for the particular role. If that person from school, her connection is right, that she wrote it for, she's going to get that thing. So looking at it from that other angle helps me to stay in the moment of, right, don't go into panic mode, don't go into spiraling mode, just see it for what it is. So keep rotating that perspective. Number 4, raise your standards. Do what you say that you're going to do. This is something that you can be in control of. And this is something that you can have up your sleeve, and it's going to work brilliantly for you. I want to talk about this because so often when we get on a knockback, or something doesn't go our own way, or we're having a bad day, our instinct can be to retreat, to hold back, to play small, to do all of these things, or to simply shut it down. No, not doing it today. And yes, give yourself permission if you do need those days, because we all have them. Sometimes it's like, literally, enough is enough. I am off my phone for 24 hours. I'm unavailable. And sometimes we need those. But sometimes we need a bit of that, but we also need some moves forward as well. So still doing a little bit, still being in the direction, like give yourself that like sad period, of course, but then go make yourself a cup of tea and go, that feels rubbish. So what am I going to do? What can I do today? And taking that action and doing what you say that you're going to do is going to begin to push that imposter syndrome to the side, because the action, the momentum is going to be greater than the imposter syndrome. Number 5, take your seat, because you're not taking anybody else's. There is an infinite range of possibilities, offers, jobs, like all of it is available. And there doesn't just have to be one. You don't have to be the expert. Say, I don't know, you're a child psychologist, and suddenly you're thinking, well, I've got to do like 4 more degrees before I can contribute. No, what can you contribute now? What can you bring to the table now? And then build into those things. Take your seat. Because sometimes people assume that you take your seat and then suddenly you have to lead everything. Actually, I want you to begin to take seats in rooms where you listen, rooms where you absorb, rooms where you say nothing and then you leave. And nobody probably notices you are there. You can take a seat without putting that pressure on to lead it. Let me know how that lands. Come and have a look at my Work With Me page or my shop. I would love to help and guide and support you. Let me know what you need. Let me know what you're working on and what you are really hoping to let go of, because enough is enough. You're bored of this. It's the same story. It doesn't help you. It doesn't support you. Let me know. Lots of love. Bye.